Let's get ready to rumble!
They're very angry with the state government, they're very angry with the Premier, and I think they're going to send a very strong message to the state government on the weekend. Certainly the state government has a very large majority, but I suspect they'll be in for a shock on election night.
Victoria votes. New research by Redbridge Group suggests the state is on course for a minority government. Georgia Simpson joins us live from State Parliament. Georgia, just how much could support for Labor slide?
Well, Danica, the predictions are Labor could lose up to a dozen seats on Saturday. Is a polling conducted in the seat of Mulgrave, which is the Premier Daniel Andrews seat, and it does suggest there potentially could be an upset there. Independent candidate for Mulgrave, Ian Cook, his campaign manager, said that they did a bit of exit polling over the weekend, and of 159 people sampled, when you include preferences, Mr Cook had 57.2%, while Mr Andrews had 42.8%.
10 days out from the Victorian election, the race is tightening. The latest news poll commissioned ahead of official state election campaigning shows Daniel Andrews remains the preferred Premier by more than 50% of voters. But despite that, he could be facing a fight to retain majority government.
Oh, that's true. I didn't see that coming.
Our political reporter in Victoria, Simon Love, is travelling through some of Labor's vulnerable seats.
Now it's your turn to decide what sort of leader you want, what sort of standard you will accept.
What's your expectation? Well, I think there's going to be 87 different by-elections tonight. There's going to be no uniformity.
Oh, that's true. I didn't see that coming.
I think there'll be seats with drastically different swings across Victoria, across Melbourne. I think everyone should hold on to their hats. I think we're going to be here for a very long time tonight.
An astute observation has led to laughter.
With so many candidates in the field, and with the primary vote of both major parties probably going to be lower than usual, this could go anywhere.
We are laughing.
There's been a sense that through the campaign, Daniel Andrews and Labor had been losing some momentum. What's your read on where this ends up tonight?
So, mate, that's all true.
The most accurate way is to say Labor have got 57 seats. This is after all the redistributions. You start with Labor on 57. Now, they're going to lose 4 off the bat. They're going to lose Richmond and Northcote to the Greens. They're going to lose Bass and Nepean to the Liberal Party.
Nervous, excited, but it is great because we are seeing a real mood for change here in Box Hill.
How do you think voters are feeling here in Box Hill? What are the issues that you think stand out for them?
Yeah, look, we've been on pre-poll for the past 2 weeks, for some days as long as 12 hours, as you know, and it has been really, really positive towards us. It's true to say that people are, their voting intention is to get rid of Daniel Andrews.
But Matthew Guy is friendly to 95% of the party.
But not the public.
People hate your bloke. You're right, but the people that know him best absolutely detest him.
It's a super hard one to predict how this election's going to play out. Both sides are making Daniel Andrews the story, which I can't remember in many years covering politics. Apparently the same thing happened back in '99 when Jeff Kennett's lost to Brax. Maybe we might see history repeat with an unlikely win for the underdog. Who knows? So even after a room listening to that debate for a good hour, 28% of those here tonight still undecided. So I think, as I say, further support for that argument about a big vote for independence, for...
And people sitting at home watching Sky tonight would have gone, well, hang on, Mr. Andrews. You might be nice to Mr. Guy tonight, but you're the bloke who shut our playgrounds down. You're the bloke who wouldn't let us go more than 5 k's from home. You're the bloke who said, don't go outside and watch the sunset. Don't take your masks off. And you can't drink beer with a straw. So, people are watching Andrews tonight. They remember that stuff. And I think that's going to have a bigger impact on Saturday than most people realise. Hospitals around the state of Victoria spending money on joints that have got mice in them and are leaking. I think that really resonates, and I think we're going to see a much closer result Saturday night than we ever dreamed of about a week ago.
I think that if Dan Andrews wins, it's going to be the least enthusiastic victory that has ever occurred in a modern democracy.
They need to go harder on this man. They need to expose him for what he is, and Victorians need to vote him out. Mulgrave, vote Ian Cook.
Bloody oath, bloody oath. So there are two aspects. This isn't an election, in my opinion, between Labor, the Coalition and Independents. This is a referendum on Daniel Andrews and a referendum on what we Victorians want of our government for the next 4 years.
Is this funny to you guys?
I just think every Victorian I speak to, when I'm in the street and someone says, oh, g'day, Steve, haven't seen you for a while, how are you? They say to me, how are we going to get rid of this bloke?
No, you watched him closely. Ian Cook. Do you reckon he can be the lion killer out in Mulgrave?
I'm praying. I am quietly hopeful, confident that Victorians will say enough's enough. This is not the man that we can entrust our government, our state to for another 4 years. Now, it's quite possible on Saturday night that there will be no clear result. And in fact, we'll have to wait until the by-election in Arakan takes place a month after. We may be governorless for a month.
Daniel Andrews has incited a certain degree of hatred towards him because of his outrageous behaviour as Premier. He's immensely unpopular amongst those that have had anything to do with him. Tensions are heightened because of Andrews, and Matthew Guy's got a good chance. Let's hope on Saturday, mate, people realise that it's time for a change down here. And there's an undercurrent of disaffection, hatred in some cases. These polls can swing wildly, and I'll tell you, I'll make one prediction. Saturday is going to bring some results that will shock everybody, But we
are laughing.
I know him better than most people. I worked with him very closely when I was president. He's a first-rate human being. He's got first-rate values. He's got a beautiful family. He's dedicated to Victoria. He's very honest. He's very sincere. He's very straightforward. And he'd be a great Premier. And I really implore anyone watching tonight who's in any doubt at all, vote for your local Liberal candidate, because if you end up with Matthew Guy, it'll be a vote well spent.
I say to Victorians, don't miss this chance. Don't wake up on Sunday with a Daniel Andrews hangover. Don't miss the chance on Saturday to vote him and this government out. The chance is Saturday. It is real, it is possible, and it can be done.
Victorian election, one day to go, and we could see high drama tomorrow night. A backlash against Labor for sure.
It's really disgraceful what he's done, and I hope they vote him out of his own electorate. But
It's not a choice of left and right tomorrow. It's a simple choice between right and wrong. And a referendum on one man alone, and that's the Premier, Daniel Andrews. Please, Victoria, send him a message and make it loud and clear.
Very true. Something's changed in the last couple of days.
Yes.
Tina McQueen, love your insights. Always appreciate you joining me here on Bernardi, and you have a great weekend. Let's hope we can pop the champagne corks tomorrow night. Yeah, it's a huge ask, but I'll be tuning into Sky tomorrow night, 5 o'clock, because I think it's a really important election to see what governments can be getting away with. Exactly. We might be popping the champagne corks.
Rita, I'm still hopeful and optimistic that maybe the Victorians will see some kind of sense, and possibly they could get rid of Dan Andrews and maybe even get rid of the Labor government, because polls can be wrong, can't they?
Tina, who's going to win the Victorian election tomorrow and why?
look, I think Dan Andrews will still scrape over the line. He shouldn't. He doesn't deserve to. But I think it's going to be a lot closer than I would have thought a couple of months ago, Corey.
You expect Dan Andrews will have to wrangle a minority government?
Well, I've been to a number of early voting booths across Victoria in the last, or particularly across Melbourne in the last 2 weeks, and it's very clear that this is a referendum on Dan Andrews.
Good, folks. Sharing a special moment.